detrimental will they be to Russia, and how far do they go in deterring Russia from further aggression?
Well, the deterrence element seems to have been lost, but certainly this is going to hurt the Russian economy, the Russian people, and put pressure on Vladimir Putin. Does it go far enough? I don't think there is anything that we should be holding back at this point. So heavy sanctions, boycotting of all Russian exports. I think there are other things symbolically, but that will hurt Vladimir Putin's ego, like expulsion from the G20 and the UN Security Council. They were kicked out of the G8, as you will recall, and Canada and then Prime Minister Harper were leading advocates for that move. And there was mention in the previous reporting about SWIFT and the financial constraints that we should be putting on Russian oligarchs. Illicit finance is part of the Russian economy. It is a kleptocracy. They have been stealing money from the Russian people for years, clamping down in every possible way, including cutting off the export of energy, will bite, but it will take time. What Ukraine has been asking for and what they need most right now are lethal weapons. They need Stinger-type ground-to-air missiles to take down Russian attack gunships and helicopters. They need heavy armament. They need long-range artillery. Canada and other countries have the ability to supply this, but as you mentioned, firstly, Vladimir Putin is not a rational actor, and this could also result in a further escalation.
So then how much further do you expect this to go? Where do you see this invasion expanding to? How much more beyond Ukraine could this go at this point?
Well, it depends entirely on the resistance and the level of damage, if I can put it that way, we can inflict, we, the West, Ukraine, on Russia, financially, diplomatically, and yes, militarily. And I think Putin's ambitions are, there are no bounds. Poland, Moldova, the Baltics, these are very much in his line of sight. He has this very delusional belief that he is a czar, that he can recreate the old Soviet Union. This is his romantic mission to bring together the Russian colonies, if you will. And so NATO, the European Union, the Western world community is going to have to respond with all its might, or we could very well plunge into a third world war.
And just finally here, I just want to ask what you are expecting to hear from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and also from President Joe Biden, who's expected to give his address at about 1:30 today.
I think we will see more military commitments, certainly, and that is the hope, as well as humanitarian and financial aid that will be dedicated to Ukraine. I hope that Canada will take emergency action in terms of expediting the immigration process for Ukrainian displaced people. And we should have been doing that arguably some time ago. I think as well, you will see further sanctions to fall in line with what was just announced in the United Kingdom Parliament, and you'll see from other European parliaments. I think Canada, the U.S. will similarly respond. And I hope that we will take this opportunity to continue to express our support for the Ukrainian people. Vladimir Putin has launched an inhumane war on an innocent and sovereign country, but it is the humanitarian impact that we have to keep in mind. These are real people whose real lives are being disrupted and violently taken. This is a critical time for the world community to rally around Ukraine, who have aspired to join the West in many ways, in the European Union and NATO. And we missed an opportunity some years ago to fully embrace them. In spite of their challenges, in spite of their government corruption, this was what I believe their destiny held for them. And somehow we did not fully embrace it. And we are paying a heavy price now. They are paying the heaviest of all.
All right, we do have to leave it there, but we thank you so much for your time today and your insights. Former Minister of National Defense Peter MacKay joining us on this. Thank you so much.